Good evening. I called. Is the mics on?
Yeah.
Good evening. I call to order this regular meeting of the Verona Township Council for the Monday, the 5th of January, 2026. Madam Clerk, would you please read the Open Public Meetings Act compliance statement?
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied with respect to this meeting of the Township Council. The meeting time and date were included in the public meeting notice, along with the public internet link and telephone call-in information. Said notice and meeting agenda was posted on the Township's legal notices webpage on December 31st, 2025, posted in the municipal building, and sent to the official newspapers of the Township, the Verona City Grove Times, and the Star Ledger at least 48 hours preceding the start time of this meeting. The agenda and handouts can be viewed online at veronanj.org/council meetings. A public comment period will be held in the order it's listed on the meeting agenda, and instructions on how to comment will be provided at the appropriate time.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland? Here. Councilwoman McGrath?
Here.
Councilman Roman?
Here.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy?
Present.
Mayor Tamboro?
Here.
Mayor also present is Township Attorney Brian Aloya, Township Manager Kevin O'Sullivan, Deputy Township Manager Michael Kraus, myself, Municipal Clerk Jennifer Kiernan.
Is everybody to stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In December, everybody can remain standing as you're able. In December, shortly after our last council meeting, Verona lost an active duty firefighter, Gavin Martin, a young man who grew up his entire life in Verona and served this town with honor and dignity, and always conducted himself with friendship and hard work and a real focus on service and what he could do to make the lives of everybody else very positive. So at this time, I would ask for a moment of silence to honor firefighter Gavin Martin. Thank you. For the mayor's report, I'm going to continue on that for a minute. Once again, I mourn the loss of Gavin, and what a great human being he was. And my heart goes out to the Martin and Rossi families, the McLaughlin family, and everybody that is related, and for the entire community. So there is a GoFundMe that is accepting donations for a memorial foundation in Gavin's name. So I encourage residents, as you're able, to please donate to that fund, and please show your support to all the family and the members of the community who have been affected by this horrible and untimely death. In other areas, we had our Hanukkah celebration, which was lovely. It was very, very, very well attended, and it was great to be able to do that. Or what do you think, Deputy Mayor? Maybe at least 100 people there?
I'd say that, yes.
Yeah, and I thank Rabbi Tobin for his involvement, as well as the MIAAC and Lisa Northrup and the Community Services Department, all who were on hand for a really fun evening. And our favorite band was back with special guest musician, Mr. Howard Freund, the principal of Landing Avenue School, which is always great to see. In addition, I had the pleasure and honor of attending the clap out and walkout for Detective Lieutenant Tim Banta. Lieutenant Banta has served this town honorably and has been a phenomenal police officer and leader. Under his watch, the Detective Bureau closed some major cases, including the 3 very quick arrests that we learned about in the last meeting related to the shooting that happened in Municipal Lot 1, as well as several auto thefts, the arson at Our Lady Lake Church, just to name a few that have happened in this time. So I thank Lieutenant Banta for his service and congratulate him on a well-deserved retirement, though I have a stinking feeling that Lieutenant Banta will not be fully retiring, and we will see now Citizen Banta around town helping in any way he can. I was not able to attend the swearing in of our 4 new Verona police officers as I was out of the country, but I do congratulate all of them and wish them the best of luck. One of them is one of my former students, and I look forward to seeing him succeed in the police academy. I've received some great feedback already today about the new pool registration process and the and being able to pay over time in installments. So I thank the rec committee, the township administration, the Department of Community Services, Lisa Northrup for making that happen. And we already have quite a few registrations, right, Kevin?
As of 4 o'clock, there were 128 registrations already.
We'll take that. All right. And the registrations for individuals who are being recommended for membership by current members will take place next month, start next month.
Yes.
So that is great. It's just great to see after all the hard work that the committee put in and the administration and the council to see what a successful first day that was. As we enter the new year, I just want to thank all of our township employees for all they do to keep this town going. I had the opportunity to speak to the town employees before the holiday. And the story that I said is at League of Municipalities, I was approached by a mayor of another municipality who asked, who pointed out how great a reputation Verona has. And they said, how do you do that? My answer, of course, was, we don't do it. Our staff, many of whom have been around for a long time, one whom will be retiring after 50 years of service this year. It's our staff that do that. They are the constants. The councils come and councils go, but our staff are the backbone of this town. And I am so thankful for all of them for that and look forward to another great year. And finally, just a friendly reminder that snow and ice must be removed from sidewalks within 24 hours of a storm. I had the opportunity to slip on a sidewalk the other day, and I prefer not to do that again. So it is a requirement. It's not a suggestion. And I would hope that residents will do that. And Mr. O'Sullivan, if perhaps there's a way that we could warn residents of that on our notification system, and even just some friendly, written notices to some towns from zoning enforcement. So I don't think we need to fine everybody right away, but some folks, especially those new to town, may not know that's ordinance. So it'd be helpful to get that out just for the safety of everybody, especially our children walking to school. And if you would like to learn about some environmentally friendly ways to clear your sidewalks of ice, please look at the Verona Environmental Commission newsletter, which had some environmentally friendly ways to do that. My dog Radar was one of the 3 featured dogs in that article, so I encourage you to see Radar and read that article in whichever order you want to do that. Mr. Coltre is not here today, so I will turn the mic over to Mr. O'Sullivan for the Township Manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. To start my report, I would actually like to defer directly to some professionals we have here tonight. We have Mr. Plastick here to provide an update to the council regarding an affordable housing settlement. With that, Mr. Plastick.
Mr. Placzek, welcome back. I
Thank
felt like
you,
I
Mayor.
just saw you a minute ago.
Members of the council, we're back here with the final challenge that remains outstanding and not resolved, and that's with JMF Properties LLC, which is the contract purchaser of the 251.5 Grove Avenue property. We've been able to bring them down from their first proposal of 180 units down to 125 units, down to 86, and now down to 84 units, which was the proposed project for the site. Of that, it would have the 20% inclusionary set aside, and these would be for sale townhome units, not rental properties. So that 20% gives us 17 affordable units, and the remaining 67 units would be market rate. The market rates are divided up as 33 bedroom and 37 two bedroom. They wanted a 50-50 split. We negotiated that down. And the affordable bedroom distribution, as we all know, is always set by regulation. And that calculates out to 3 one-bedroom, 3 three-bedroom, and 11 two-bedroom units. We negotiated other agreements that are in that ultimate agreement, other compliance issues that they have to solve. And that includes a minimum 30-foot setback from the rear of each townhome structure to the property line. So there are 2 residential lines that adjacent where there are existing residential properties. So all of that will be covered with this 30-foot buffer, which will include board-on-board fence, a landscaping requirement, and in that landscaping they'll be required to plant mature trees as well, not simply young saplings. So it will start out as a landscaped area. Their parking, they must satisfy RSIS. As I know is very important to this council to enforce and ensure that there would be sufficient parking on the site, so they would not have to utilize outside street parking for any residents or guests at that property. That's essentially where we're at. We have the plan as proposed. We're still working on finalizing some documents with it, but it's all as the guidance and requirements by this governing body. And the program judge was very supportive and was endorsing this proposed project as a amendable resolution to achieve the township's obligation to satisfy its constitutional obligation under the Mount Laurel series of cases, and now the amended Housing Act to deal with satisfying that obligation for affordable units. And along with the program judge, we have the special adjudicator who also ultimately, if we did not reach an agreement on this issue would go to the program judge for a determination or recommendation rather. The special adjudicator, that recommendation would be based on what the special adjudicator says to the program judge by way of summary report as to where they believe, because the special adjudicator is a planner. And I'm confident that this proposed project that would be governed by this settlement, if approved by the governing body, provides the best opportunity for the township to maintain control over the site and provide for a redevelopment that is consistent with the township, while also understanding that there is this obligation that it has to be addressed, has to be dealt with, and this township and a governing body has no choice but to address by way of fourth round compliance.
Questions, Mr. Plachek? Mr. Roman.
Just ask for the public's benefit, summary going forward of, from where we are here today through projects actually getting executed.
Yes. So today, we have a resolution adopted approving this settlement based on this project. We will then have encompassed resolution of all challenges filed. That means Fair Share Housing Center and JMF Properties, DMH2, and the 885 Bloomfield site, A&R Skyline Properties. We have to have all formal action taken by resolution and ordinance by March 15th. So we will, unfortunately, you'll be seeing a lot of myself and the planners, and we'll have busy meetings, more busier than usual, especially on these types of issues, because we are bound by deadlines set by the amended act, which sets up the fourth round procedure. So it's not that you want to have all these things going on. It's that we're coming to you telling you we have to have all these things going on because the state's telling us we have to accomplish this by a date certain. So for certain properties, we'll be designating that there are some designation area in need of redevelopment study. Certain properties, there will be, if they're already in an area in need. So what will have to happen is there will be a redevelopment plan that needs to be crafted and adopted. So there'll be meetings not only before this governing body, but before the planning board as well, because the planning board reviews that as well. And then, resolution then designating a certain entity as a redeveloper for that subject property, and a resolution approving a redevelopment agreement for the project as well, because that's how you as a governing body in the township is able to maintain control over a project. While any project will go through the planning board with the site plan application as well, with the redevelopment process, what the local redevelopment housing law does, it gives you more control as to sort of what we'll call the details of what something may look like, or physical appearance, or those types of issues as to general bulk standards. So we have to accomplish all those actions for each one of those projects in that period of time. We will do our best to accomplish that. And if we come up against a deadline issue, we should know by mid-February where we stand with that and that March 15 deadline. So at that point, we would, if we see an issue, and I don't see a long-term issue. When I say March 15 issue, I mean, just because of the way the meetings fall, and we expect to be back with special meeting dates and special meeting requests as well. So, unfortunately, we'll be requiring you to earn your high rate of pay even more. But we'll do what we can, and so if we carry past March 15, I'm talking a special meeting or two past the March 15 deadline, or maybe a special meeting and the first meeting in April type of issue, or second meeting in April, within that time period. I'm not talking we're going to be dealing with this in June, or extended beyond, because a lot of it is getting pen to paper, and because it's not just us and you as a governing body and us and the planning board, but we also are working with us and property owners and redevelopers. So we can only control so much. So they understand as well that they need to do what they can do as quickly as possible and turn things around, because the burden is upon the township to take the actions.
Okay. Yeah, just again, for the benefit of the public, if you have an interest in this matter, please be watching our calendar between now and March the 15th, because there will be substantial amounts of action taken between now and then to get through this process by a court-imposed deadline.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it would be helpful if the township administration could work with the PIO to really publicize this, and maybe get a letter out even to the folks in the Cypress and Willow neighborhood, as well as the neighbors on Grove Avenue, just to advise them of what's happening, do a summary. And it might be helpful even to have a little community session or something like that, like we do when we pave the roads, just to advise them what's going on there. Okay. All right. Any other questions, Mr. Plotchek? Okay. Yes, Councilwoman Holland.
I just want to confirm a couple of things. One, these would be units for sale, correct?
Yes.
So they're not rental units?
Not rental units. Every unit would be for sale unit.
So they would be for sale. And when we talk about the development, there's going to be opportunities for the public to be able to provide input on what these would look like. But there's also already been some discussion about buffering. Is that correct?
Yes, there'll be a 30-foot buffer setback from the rear of the structure itself. There are some back patios, but it would be from the rear of the structure to the property line. And then at that property line, there'd be an 8-foot landscape buffer. And at the line, there'd be board-on-board fence.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that frequently comes up when we talk about adding additional residential units, especially ones with multiple bedrooms that could impact the schools, is the question about pilots. Is there a pilot proposed as part of this?
There's no pilot. This would be a traditionally assessed project for each property.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
All right. Any other questions?
I just ask where it's located.
Sorry, we don't have public comment right now, but I'll answer your question anyway, because you seem very nice. The property is 251.5 Grove Avenue. This is the property that lies to the south of Vanguard Medical Group. That complex down there, it had been a collection of very odd, non-conforming items, including like storage units and like landscaping trailers, and they were in violation of the zoning code, and we worked on an arrangement to get them not in violation of the zoning code, and the property will be sold, and this developer will be coming to do that. All right, and Mr. Plotchek, you're asking the council this time to do what?
To approve the settlement as directed and authorize my execution of an agreement that will memorialize by way of a memorandum of agreement. And then ultimately what will happen is, upon signature of that by both sides, when we have this finalized, we will submit to the program. I will upload on the docket and those documents, just so the public is aware, the township manager uploads everything we file onto the town's website.
If I just-
Mr.
maybe,
Romo.
the settlement that's in front of us, since if people are curious about what we are specifically approving, the principal concept of it is it's speaking as to what the project is. It has the unit counts. It has the bedroom counts. It talks about the setback that Mr. Plotchik mentioned, compliance with various rules, including the UHAC distribution of units. Ultimately, it's about four pages long. There is a concept plan that's a very rough blocking plan, but this is a relatively brief agreement, and that's why we brought up steps following this. So this project will be fleshed out in further detail through the remainder of this process. But this is essentially the township saying that we are willing to go forward with this unit count and this general concept of a project of townhouse units for sale in a particular configuration.
Correct, Council.
And the text of this is available on the township website under the addendum.
It is currently posted that both the resolution and the agreement are on the township website.
Okay. Right now, that item is listed under the addendum, so I'll hear a motion to change the agenda to move what is currently on the addendum as N1. We'll make that E2. This is not to approve the resolution, just to move it to this point in the agenda.
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilwoman McGrath. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second is made by Councilman Roman. It's not a discussable item. It's just an agenda movement. So, Madam Clerk, I'll just do it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody
Aye.
opposed?
Aye.
Hearing none, the motion carries. I'll hear a motion to adopt resolution E2.
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made by Councilman Roman. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second is made by the Deputy Mayor. This time I'll open for public comment on resolution E2 only. Madam Clerk, would you please read the public participation statement?
Anyone from the public wishing to speak on this matter, please raise your hand by pressing the raise hand button on your monitor. If you're dialing in by phone, press *9. And if you're attending in person, please raise your hand before approaching the lectern. Once you're recognized, clearly state only your name and township of residence for the record. You're not required to provide your street address. However, if you do, please note that these meetings will be posted on the township's YouTube channel and addresses will not be redacted for any purpose. You'll have 4 minutes to address the council and there'll be no cross dialogue. During this public portion, after everyone wishing to speak has been heard, the council may address your comments and your questions.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Anybody in the gallery? Anybody on Zoom? Hearing none, I will close public comment. Any council comments? Councilman Roman.
Just a general opinion on this. This has been historically a challenging parcel to deal with. We've been, from the zoning violations and the non-conforming uses. We've been working for several years, basically. Councilwoman McGrath and I had extensive discussions just to abate the zoning violations, and our council has been working on this for many, many years. We've had a couple of different possibilities for redevelopment of this parcel. It's basically some older industrial buildings at this point in time, and it's been undergoing some cleanup and rehabilitation. This is a less intensive use than some of the other things that were proposed to go on this parcel, I would say. That being said, it is still 84 new units of housing, so it is obviously going to be a change for the neighborhood. I'm glad to see the efforts that went into this to establish a good buffer zone, particularly to have mature trees planted to try and mitigate the early impacts. There are still quite a bit of process to go before this turns into a full set of plans for final approval and construction. But what's in front of us right now seems to be a reasonable use for the project. So thank you to our professionals for their work on this.
Any other council discussion? Deputy Mayor.
Councilman Roman ended with what I was going to say. Thank the professionals here for a wonderful job on this, getting that number down. This property is very close to where I grew up. I actually played on this property when I was little, off hour stuff. But I think the neighbors in this area are going to be happy with this plan also. I really do. Seeing, over the years, it's had problems with environmental issues and noise. And I'm going back years and years ago. They used to land a helicopter on the property. So I think this is a good plan for this property, and I think an appropriate density for this property also. So thank you.
Any other comments? I'll just close out by saying that Mr. McAvoy beat me to the comment about the neighbors. One of the things that we heard a lot over the years, and we've had several of the folks that live in this area participate in these meetings, is that they understood the need for development there, that it would be developed, and they were really looking for something that was an improvement to what was there. So I thank them for their participation over the years. One of the potential things to put here was an assisted living facility, and which is something that's needed in Verona. Unfortunately, it doesn't help to fulfill the obligations that we have under the affordable housing regulations. And once again, this does demonstrate that while the site would have been developed by somebody at some point and you would have to think about rezoning anyway, it does go to show once again the breadth of the impact of affordable housing requirements that are being thrust upon municipalities by the state. And just one of those things to always consider, and we have to contextualize any decision in this in what the courts and the state legislature force us to do, and the tough decisions that we have to make in order to be compliant, and in order to avoid those builders remedy lawsuits that could occur if our plan was not found to meet the constitutional requirements for the affordable housing plan. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo,
Yes.
Mayor E2 will be number 2026-002. It passes 5-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. O'Sullivan, back to you on any matters highlights you'd like to.
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. I will start by saying a lot of the projects that we have underway have been paused both due to holiday season and weather. That includes the delays at the Fairview Avenue well. We're still waiting for material deliveries. We have our Peckman River bank stabilization. We are expecting materials to be delivered within the next several weeks. But again, we need particular weather conditions before we can move forward with that. Our Linden Avenue construction project is ready to proceed, but we need to wait until we get closer to the spring weather. Our Dodd Terrace Afterglow Way and Summit Road project is ready for bidding and will be out to bid this month. Everett Field is unfortunately paused at this point. We do need the snow to melt and the top course of ground to thaw so we can complete the final grading and move forward with the next steps of the construction. But our field house element that's being donated from BBSL remains ongoing. And I will. Those are the highlights from my report. I'm happy to answer any questions from the council. Otherwise,
Any questions from Mr. O'Sullivan? Councilwoman McGrath.
Are you or Mr. Kraus going to highlight the grant we received?
I was going to let Mr.
Okay.
Kraus provide that.
Mr. Kraus. Can't hear you.
Better?
I think so.
The township received a $1.5 million grant for the Bloomfield Avenue streetscape through the Transportation Set-Aside program. Additionally, Strands Engineering is moving forward with their design. They will meet with small subgroups of the council prior to any formal designs being presented to the public. We have determined that the firm conducting professional cleaning in the police station will continue their services in 2026. The bike lane striping error will be fixed once the weather becomes better. For the roof project, the additional asbestos siding that was found at the DPW garage is scheduled to be removed tomorrow. That will allow the roof contractor to proceed once the weather gets better. Under staffing, the individual who was extended the offer for assistant construction official form, he accepted the offer today. So we are beginning the pre-employment process with him. As was mentioned earlier, the pool membership registration is open and over 120 have signed up. And the last item I would like to highlight is there were some concerning interactions between members of the public and staff at the community center where they used foul language, displayed aggressive postures. That behavior is unacceptable. To increase employee safety, we have installed security cameras and monitoring is going to be taking place at all times in the community center at the windows for both community services and construction and zoning. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank the administration for all of their work in securing, and Strands as well, for securing that $1.5 million grant. It's huge. A press release is going out later this week to inform the public, and I'm super excited about that, and it just goes to show the progress we're making here in town. Any other questions, Mr. Kraus? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kraus. At this time, I'll open for public comment on any item. I'm sorry, we're council members' reports. Deputy Mayor.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Very brief this evening. I thank you for the moment of silence for Gavin Martin, and my condolences to the Martin and Rossi family. They've given a lot to this town, and they keep giving more and more. So thank them for that, and my condolences again. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Councilman Roman.
Thank you. I would just also like to express my condolences to the Martin and Rossi families of Gavin Martin. We're incredibly appreciative of his service throughout his life to Verona. He'll be deeply missed. I'd like to thank everyone in the township that has been involved in putting together all of the holiday celebrations. This time of year was a very special time here in Verona. I was able to attend midnight mass at OLL Christmas Day. That was a very moving service that I really enjoyed. I did have the opportunity to attend the swearing in of our 4 new VPD recruits. Had a chance to meet all of them and speak with them. It was a very extensive hiring process. We had over 300 applications to join the Verona Police Department, and to bring it down to 4 very exceptional individuals was a large effort by the police department. This department is very good at hiring top quality candidates. So I just want to wish them the best as they go through the academy and begin their service with the Township of Verona. And I'm glad to see the department up at full strength. And that's my report for this evening.
Thank you. Councilwoman McGrath.
Thank you. I too want to extend my condolences to the Martin family. Such a tragedy. And it's really hard to wrap our heads around. So they've definitely been in my thoughts since I heard the news. I want to wish everyone a happy new year. I actually do have something prepared because tonight is normally the end of what would be our 2-year cycle of the 5 of us serving together. This time around, we got an extra 6 months together because we did move our elections. So I was reflective today on what we've accomplished over the last 2 years and sort of the opportunities for improvement. I want to thank all of my colleagues for their dedication and all the time that they spend serving our community. In particular, I'm really excited to serve with Councilwoman Holland. Together, we've made history. We are the first 2 women to serve together for 4 years on the council, and we are going to extend that record by serving 2 more. So I'm really excited to make history with her. So thank you, Councilwoman Holland. I'm really proud that as a group, we've decided to invest and address our longstanding issues we have with our aging recreation infrastructure assets. We renovated the community center playground, the pickleball/tennis courts, the upcoming renovation at Everett Field. These are all huge accomplishments. And I'm also really excited that we're finally addressing our aging streetscape. and that tonight we announced that we received a $1.5 million grant to offset the costs, which is really a great achievement. And over the next year, I'm also excited for the foundational work that we're going to be doing to make our community more age-friendly and more inclusive with those living with disabilities. We've also made great strides addressing our water and sewer infrastructure and have maximized capturing federal dollars to offset the costs of those projects. I want to thank our staff for all of their hard work on that and the leadership of Councilwoman Holland. And I want to thank all of the chair people and all of the volunteers for the committees for which I am the liaison council member. They're all doing exceptional work. I want to applaud the Shade Tree Commission, who they have really transformed their operations and focus during the time for which I serve with them. The MIAC committee has spent hours supporting the township by planning fun and meaningful events to build connection in our community. And the Neighborhood Traffic and Safety Committee has a set of enthusiastic members who are looking for Verona to take a step forward with our draft of a complete streets policy that we hope to adopt next year. However, we do have two projects that for me keep me up at night as they are such a challenge. The new police and fire building has been one of those projects. I remain committed to finding a solution forward, but I am deeply frustrated with the project and how it's been led and organized. We've spent over $250,000, and at this point, we still don't have a workable design for the building to address our needs. Our zoning redevelopment efforts and compliance with affordable housing requirements, it's also an area of focus. I really believe that the town council and planning board can be collaborating more on a vision and strategy for our community, and then executing that strategy and courting investment for our community. Instead, we seem to be in perpetual reaction mode to requests made by developers and property owners. As I look forward on these two projects, we do need the right leader of this council to bring us together and strategically move us forward. And we do need to focus on a new approach that will help us reach consensus earlier in the process so that we can be more efficient on how we spend taxpayer money and time. We need a leader that will extend outreaches to involve all members of the council in decisions to touch base and bridge divides. Instead of focusing just on what's happening in our meetings, the right leader should be working in between meetings to help us prepare and communicate between the township manager and the rest of the council. And that's what the leadership of this council entails. As always, I am enthusiastic to serve this great community, and I will continue to work hard over the next 2 years on behalf of all Verona residents. Thank you.
Councilwoman Holland.
Thank you. I want to wish everybody a happy new year. This is our first meeting of 2026. And I was not able to attend all of our holiday festivities in town just due to various work and family commitments. But I do share my fellow council members' sentiments regarding those holiday events and the good work of our various boards and committees and administration for putting them together. So thank you for that. I do also want to thank everyone at DPW for their hard work clearing the roads during some of our recent snow events. And as we face the peak of winter in January 2026, I just want to remind residents, in Verona, but it's really across the state as well, of the protections available under the winter termination program, with temperatures currently plunging to lows in the mid-teens and low 20s and wind chills, making it feel even colder. The stability of home heating is really a matter of public safety. So I think it's very important for residents to have awareness of those programs to make sure that if you are struggling, you can avail yourself of that program and not be shut off at this time. So thank you for that. That concludes my report.
Thank you. At this time, I will open for public comment on any item any member of the public wishes to discuss. Madam Clerk, I did see somebody new come on since our last one. So could we read the statement, please?
Anyone from the public wishing to speak on any matter, please raise your hand by pressing the raise hand button on your monitor. If you're dialing in by phone, press star 9. And if you're attending in person, please raise your hand before approaching the lectern. Once you're recognized, clearly state only your name and Township residence for the record. You're not required to provide your street address. If you do, please note that these meetings will be posted on the Township's YouTube channel, and addresses will not be redacted for any purpose. You'll have 4 minutes to address the council. There can be no cross dialogue during this public portion, and after everyone wishing to speak has been heard, council may address your comments and your questions.
Thank you. We'll take ma'am first, since you're closest. Just come on up here.
We do have to do that.
Yep, yeah, you gotta.
And then okay. She wants me to go with her. You can go with her.
Sure. We'll give you each 4 minutes. You're all good.
Right across the hallway from each other.
Just tell us your name and the town you live in.
Okay, I'm Sandra Alvarez.
Mike,
Just
grab the
try
mic.
and
Set her up on the podium if you would,
can
please.
move it to- yeah.
there
Oh,
you go.
okay.
There you go.
Sandra Alvarez, Hillwood 100, Hillwood Terrace, Verona, and apartment 522.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us all of that.
Okay, because my neighbor's across the hall. Our issue, I'm Sandy Batazzi, 100 Hillwood, I'm on 521. Okay. For 5 years, I've been in this complex for 8 years. I was told that my neighbor, next door neighbor, who is an elderly man with issues, that has his granddaughter living with him. He's got full custody and she's on the lease. That she causes so many problems. She's already stabbed him. They took her away to jail. We've had so many issues. I've called the police. Police come, which is not really right that in a senior complex that we have to, at least our floor, that we have to deal with this. And there are policemen on the floor. There are people walking by, policemen talking to women who are cursing to them. And it's very disruptive. And I feel, because I've spoken to the management several times today in particular, we're both Sandys, that this has been going on too long, and we have rights as being in a senior place. And they told me that, well, he has rights too. Well, I haven't caused any problems, and they are the ones that are really, and I'm telling you, it is so upsetting and frightening for me. For Sandy, she's got a whole other story about her granddaughter, and it's very disturbing. My question is, do we have any rights with this? Because we're in a HUD building. They keep saying we're working on it. This is 5 years. I've been there 8 years, and this has been going on. It's now 5 years I've been calling police. And they always say, oh, yeah, we know who you're talking about. And they came up Friday with 3 police cars. It took forever to get. Now the mother of this girl moved in, and they move her out every week and move her back in. He just picked her up and brought her back in. So I just wonder if we have any rights in this situation, because I know I can't go on forever.
What we can do, how do we proceed since our building seems to just say, we're working on it?
For
I've been
5
there
years.
3 years and they've been working on it
That's
for
all
3
they say.
years. My granddaughter was with me when the police arrived on Friday night, and, we were walking down the hall. We heard them yelling and screaming because he's like catty corner to me. Sandy's across from me and he's next to her. So I'm right there.
Yeah.
So my granddaughter and I went into the apartment, took our coats off and everything. The granddaughter goes over to look out the window. She's 12. Okay. She goes, Grandma, all these police cars are coming. What's happening? Okay. Mm-hmm. A few minutes later, I hear them outside. Now, they spoke, I guess, to the mother and daughter. The grandfather stayed in the apartment. And they talked in the hallway for 45 minutes, loud.
Well,
Okay.
and cursing.
Pick up a lot, talking about domestic violence, and then the mother's saying, I have PTSD, I can't get a job. It just went on and on and on and on. And then my granddaughter's like, so my granddaughter gets home and she tells, of course, my daughter, oh, I was at grandma's. The police were there, blah, 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 blah. Now my daughter's like, Mom, you didn't tell me it was like this. And I have mentioned to her, but I try to downplay it, you know.
Just give me 1 second.
I'm sorry.
If you could put another 4 minutes on the clock, because we have a different Sandy, so we'll just
Thank you.
add.
Okay,
I just want to
thank
make sure you get
I
all your
appreciate
time.
Add yes.
So now my daughter's like, is it safe for her to come there? You know, I mean, I just want to be in my building and with my cat and be happy, you know, like I feel bad for the grandfather. Truly, I do.
Yeah.
I
do too.
And
For
from
his
what,
safety.
from what the office has told us, he claims he wants her out, but then when push comes to shove, he will go downstairs and then not go through the proper, like he said, can we do it quietly and get her off the lease? No, you can't do that. There are certain procedures you have to do, and then he backs off. When he got assaulted by her, the police took her away. He wouldn't press charges. So it's very frustrating. It really is. And we're just, I mean, you guys helped us with the heat and all that. I know this is a totally different situation. We're just kind of appealing to you that maybe you can put us in the right direction. Do we go to the police?
Right.
I don't know anything. So we're asking for your help. That's really all. Thank you.
We just can't respond to you until everybody's
Fine. Okay.
Anybody else? I seeing none. I close public comment. Sandy, my heart goes out to you. This is a very difficult, kind of impossible situation that you're going through. Just know that we don't get briefings on police-related matters because it's not how our system of government works. The police chief reports to the township manager, and the police chief actually has a bill of rights that they are entitled to do certain things. I am going to ask Mr. O'Sullivan to meet with you and Chief Kiernan. Chief Kiernan is very receptive. He actually, he gives his cell phone number out to residents, like he's that receptive. So I would strongly recommend that you meet with them. We can't give you legal advice because it's not really what our role is. And that's not technically a HUD building anymore, right? Is it?
Yeah, I heard
Is there-
conflicting reports.
Yeah,
It is or it isn't.
Because it changed after the original. Jack, you would know better than I.
I believe Section 8 now.
Yes, yes.
But I'm not going to.
But that shouldn't matter. I mean, it really, your living conditions are one thing. So I'm going to ask the township manager to get your information and to set up a meeting with the police chief, and they can provide you some resources as well there. And it also may be possible that the township would provide resources to the other family as well through our health department and anything that we could do. So I'm sorry you're going through that. But Mr. O'Sullivan and Chief Kieran are very receptive, and I hope that you'll keep us updated on what is going on for sure. Councilwoman Holland?
Yes. I just want to share the mayor's sentiment. My heart does go out to you. I mean, this is a very difficult situation. And again, notwithstanding the fact that I'm an attorney, I can't give you any kind of legal advice. But when the residents of Hillwood came to us previously, you were represented by counsel through the Rutgers Law Clinic. Even if they're no longer representing you, or they're unwilling or unable to represent in this capacity, there may be opportunities for other legal aid services that you could avail yourself of that could help you, at least in terms of your legal rights, right? So you should get that advice from an attorney that's representing you in this process. Certainly going to the building or going to others aren't necessarily going to advise you the way an attorney that's representing your needs would. So if you would need access to those, you can get that from the State Bar Association, or if you're having meetings with the administration, perhaps they can connect you with some resources as well.
We were told that Anita, the lawyer that was with us the last time, she can't do anything on domestic. So it wouldn't be, she would not be able to help.
I'm going to go to their meeting and see if she can give me a name.
So Sandy's, I appreciate. We're unfortunately not allowed to have like a cross dialogue in the meeting.
Sorry.
But I didn't want to cut you off there.
But yeah,
Um,
again, there are lots of legal aid societies, and the State Bar Association has resources, as well as, I'm sure Chief Kiernan also can connect you with, low income legal assistance, even if the Rutgers Law School clinic doesn't, and that is because clinics are narrowly tailored to specific topics. But there are other attorney resources that could be made available to you if you needed legal advice.
Thank you.
Sandy, thank you for coming and sharing your story. And could you, Mr. Kraus will get your information if you step outside, and we'll get that all set up for you. Thank you, Mr. O'Sullivan, Mr. Kraus, and Chief Kiernan in advance.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to move on to the consent agenda, which is relatively short. We do need to remove L1 because there was a question about council meeting dates. But we can hear a motion to move K1 and 2 and L1 and L3, please.
L2 and L3.
L2 and L3, yes. Councilman McGrath.
We need to remove the set of minutes because they are.
Okay, can you then,
change them?
there wasn't an email.
You
Okay.
can put them on for the next week.
Okay, what,
That would be great because I haven't had a chance.
Which
to-
set of meeting minutes?
the
December 15th.
the December 15th K2.
K1 or 2?
Yeah, K1 is fine. K2 there were issues.
all right. So can I hear a motion to approve K1 and L1 and L2?
It was L2 and L3, wasn't it?
Sorry, L2 and L3, yeah. That's what literally I was looking at and I read that.
I'll make that motion.
So moved.
Okay.
Okay, Councilman Roman made the motion. Deputy Mayor
I'll
McAvoy, would you like to second that? Okay. At this time, I will open for public comment on any of the consent agenda items, even the ones that were pulled, the council meeting dates. Same public comment statement applies. We're just limited to these items in particular. Okay. All right, hearing none, I close public comment. Any council discussion on any of the moved items? There's not really much to discuss. All right, hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro,
Yes.
Mayor, L2 and L3 would be numbered 2026-003 and 004.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Going to L1. Deputy Mayor McAvoy, I think you had found an issue with L.
Yeah, I already discussed it with the clerk. She changed just the one Monday, October 14. It was supposed to be October 19. That's the Monday that followed, the third Monday. It's
Okay.
just a typo.
All right, so Councilman McGrath.
Yes, so there's Monday, September 21st is Yom Kippur. So I think it would not be appropriate to have a meeting that evening.
Okay.
So I don't see any reason why we couldn't have the meeting the week before on the 14th, because it's the only meeting in September anyway.
So hold on one second. Monday. Madam Clerk, was there a particular reason for the 21st? Was there like a conflict for the Monday, the 14th? Another board committee?
Well, Shade Tree is scheduled to meet them,
Well,
but that's
yeah, I
never
know,
been
but
conflict
I had
before.
Well, they meet
Yeah.
earlier. They meet earlier.
They meet earlier, yes.
Just want to check with the clerk.
I
to
don't
make
think
sure.
that the school has, that's what I'm trying to find, the school calendar. I don't know why we couldn't. I have the school calendar. We could
I could
have it on the
pull up the school
14th, I
calendar.
think. I don't have any.
I'll pull it up. District calendar.
I have it in January.
26 is, they haven't posted 26 yet. So let's just go with
No.
that if we have to change the meeting date. Change the meeting date. All right, so do I hear a motion to approve L1 with a change to read Monday, October 19th, and then instead of Monday, September 21st, Monday, September 14th.
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilwoman McGrath. Is there a second? I'll second it. Why not? Any council discussion? All those in favor? I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, we have to adopt this. It's a resolution. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy.
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo.
Yes.
Mayor L1 would be number 2026-005. And it wasn't the 14th only because I was trying to do the first and third of every
Okay.
month.
Yeah,
so I
that's
did
all
it
right.
the third.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we had previously made a motion to, or pass a resolution to an executive session. We will be doing so at this time to discuss board and committee appointments, and then we will come out of executive session to take official action following that. So we will be dark for a minute, for a few minutes, and then we will be coming back. So stay tuned. We are back in session at 8:22 p.m. And we're going to be doing our appointments to various boards and committees. For just the ease of doing this, I will be moving what the discussion ensued as far as how a majority of the council or the entire council, depending on the committee, voted going forward. So for the Board of Adjustment, terms expiring 12/31/2029, it's 2 terms. We'll move Mr. Kevin Ryan and Jesus Bill Cuartas. Is there a second?
Second.
Second is made by Councilman Roman. At this time, I'll call for public comment on the Board of Adjustment appointments. Hearing none, I close public comment. Any council discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo.
Yes,
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
thank you. Moving next to the Environmental Commission. There are, which is not listed on the agenda, but it's what we're doing. So we have that. It's this is a mayor's appointment for public members. So I hereby appoint expiring 12/31 of 2028, Sean DiBartolo and Jean Deo. And that appointment is now official. By appointing Jean Deo to the public member position, there's an opening for alternate number 2, which expires 12/31 of 2027. And I move Anthony Triolo for that position. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
The second is made by the deputy mayor. This time I'll open for public comment on environmental commission appointments. Same public comment statement applies. Okay, hearing none, I'll close public comment. Any council discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
The next is the Green Team. This is for 7 positions, all expiring 12/31 of 2026. And the manager will be making staff appointments in a memorandum at a future time. I move Rebecca Delgado, Jamie Bornstad Ball, Kerry Bass, Christine Liaukis, Casey Cisco, Daniel Murray, and Steve Pope. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second is made by the deputy mayor. At this time, I'll open for public comment on environmental commission appointments.
Green team.
I'm sorry, Green Team appointments. Thank you. Hearing none, I close public comment. Any council discussion?
Quick comment on this group that's worked very, very hard over the last year or 2 that I've been the liaison to them, and I'm happy to see every one of them come back and continue. Do you have to name the chair, or is that done with?
Don't they normally name their own chair?
According to your code, the township council designates one of the members to serve as chair.
I believe there was a multi-year appointment.
for that. Well, no, they all have only 1-year appointments. they're all 1 year expiring appointments.
So if that's the case, I think they should continue as Kerry
Yeah,
Bass.
so
as being the
I'll-
chair.
I'll move Kerry Bass as the chair. If they want to change that, they can of course come to us and change that just so they have a chairperson for the next meeting. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second is made by the deputy mayor. I'll open for public comment on the chairperson for the green team. Hearing none, I close public comment. Any council discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
All right, next is the Historical Preservation Commission. This is not on the agenda, but this is a mayor's appointment. I hereby appoint former Mayor Tina Schwartz for the public member expiring 12/31 of 2028, and Alina Stitcha for the other public member expiring 12/31 of 2028. This would be moving Alina from an alternate position. I would like to note for the public edification that there are now 2 alternates open on this committee, and we are accepting very gladly applications for this committee. So that is my motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
I'm sorry, it's not a motion because I just made it.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
For appointment.
Okay, fantastic. Moving on to the Library Board of Trustees. The Library Board of Trustees is a mayor's appointment, but with advice and consent of the council. So I'm going to make my appointment and then call for advice and consent of the council. So I hereby appoint Chris Barrows for a term expiring 12/31 of 2030, and Carol Monroe for a term expiring, I believe it's also 12/31 of 2030. Right?
That's a 5-year term.
4 years. I think they're all 4-year terms. I have it as 29 in my notes, but I don't.
Yeah, it'd be 29.
Is it 29?
Yeah.
Okay. So for Ms. Monroe, it would be 12/31 of 2029. At this time, I will need a council member to make a motion to consent to the mayor's appointment.
I will make that motion.
The motion is made by Councilman Roman. Is there?
I'll second that.
Second is made by the deputy mayor. At this time, I'll call for public comment on the Library Board of Trustees appointments. Hearing none, I close public comment. I see Mr. Barrows on Zoom, so thank you, Chris, for your willingness to serve another term, and we certainly appreciate everything you've done for the Library Board. Sorry, we'll have a vote at this point, Madam Clerk. Call the roll, please. on the
Councilwoman Holland?
Advice consent.
Yes, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo.
Yes, I consent to my own appointment.
Well, Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
Okay. Moving on, we had previously done the Multicultural Inclusion Accessibility Advisory Committee at the last meeting, but we're just going to move that for the sake to make sure that it's on this set of minutes. So I hereby make a motion to appoint expiring 12/31 of 2028, Peter Pimpinelli, John Vada, and Rita Chevalier, as well as high school student representatives expiring 12/31, 2026, Alyssa Pena and Sinaline Akoff. Is there a second?
Second.
Second's made by Councilwoman McGrath. At this time, I'll for public comment on MIAAC appointments. The same public comment statement applies. Hearing none, I close public comment. Any council discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamburo.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
Thank you. Next on the list is the Neighborhood Traffic and Safety Committee. I move for terms expiring 12/31/2027. Paul Mikowitz, Brian Cantrell, and John Verzella. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second is made by the Deputy Mayor. This time I will open for any public comment on the Neighborhood Traffic and Safety Committee. Hearing none, I close public comment. Any council discussion? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Abstain.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 4-0 with one abstention.
Thank you. For the Open Space Advisory Committee in the previous meeting, we appointed Mr. Raff, but for the sake of memorializing that, I hereby move Mr. Raff for a term expiring 12/31/2028. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second is made by the Councilman Roman. At this time, I'll call for public comment on Mr. Raff's appointment. Hearing none, I close public comment. And any council discussion? I'll just note as well that there are some openings on this committee. I think that these could be filled by individuals who might not be appointed to some other committees. So I will reach out to other individuals and see if they'd be willing to serve on this one as well. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
Okay. The next up is the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. So I will move for the positions, for a position expiring 12/31/2028, Mr. Pissarro, Michael Pissarro, for a term expiring 12/31/2028, Christopher Randian, for a, just have to look back at my notes here, sorry, for a term expiring 12/31/2028, Ms. Jan Zales, and for a term expiring 12/31/2026, Ms. Michelle Nunez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman McGrath. At this time, I'll open for public comment on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee appointments. Ms. Ailes?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. And Ms. Ailes lives in Verona. We'll just clarify that.
That's public comment.
Any council discussion? All right. Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
And at this time, there is the manager designee appointment to the committee as well. Mr. O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Mayor. At this point, I'd like to name Nicole Tolve as the manager's designee for the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee.
So named, Mr. O'Sullivan. No council action is required. Okay. All right. Moving on to the planning board. I move for a term expiring 12/31/2029, Tim Commuti. For a public member term expiring 12/31/2029, Julie Parker. For alternate number 1, expiring 12/31/2027, Jim Day. And for alternate number 2, which would be created by Ms. Parker moving to a public member for a term expiring 12/31/2026, Dylan Magarel. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second is made by the Deputy Mayor. This time I'll open for public comment on the planning board appointments. Same public comment statement applies. Mr. Katzif.
Sorry, thank you. So I was issued a rights notice. I asked that my.
Sorry, hold on.
Wait a
We can't hear you.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Try now.
Could you speak again now, please?
Yes, hello.
Yep, we can hear you.
Thanks. Good evening. So I was issued a rights notice. I had asked that my candidacy be discussed in public,
I can't make it.
be appointed and elevated to my position. Thank you.
Thank you. As we have not had council discussion yet, we have to wait on that. Any other council, I'm sorry, any other public comments? Hearing none, I close public comment. And now is the time for council discussion. Any council discussion? Ms. Holland.
I just want to acknowledge that Mr. Kasif did put himself forward for renomination, and that I would be willing to support that renomination. We did also get a number of resident emails in support of Mr. Kasif, speaking about his expertise and his service on the planning board thus far. And I share many of the sentiments that were articulated in those, including having, just keeping his expertise on the planning board. I think he brings thoughtful consideration to the different topics. And at times there is not necessarily consensus, but I do think that that kind of rigor and holding people accountable and actually expressing diverging opinions is really worthwhile. And so I would put him forward. I will also note that there was at least one other candidate that I thought had very valuable skills, but was not ultimately supported by a majority of the council, so was not part of the nomination.
You, Councilwoman McGrath.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really confused on why we're not reappointing Mr. Katzoff, so I look forward to hearing from my peers. I agree with the fact that we received so many letters of support, but mostly from two members of the planning board. And, considering what we covered at the beginning of this meeting, with all of the extensive things that we need to do in the next 3 months, I don't know why we would remove a member in good standing who's been attending meetings. That is not what the Verona Town Council has done. We don't remove members, volunteers from boards and committees just because, for no reason. So, and no reason's been provided to me. I have not had a conversation with the chairwoman of the planning board. No one has come to me with any complaints, including any of my peers. So I don't really know what's happening. And I would like an explanation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman McGrath. So I will just share my thoughts on the planning board process. So we have these positions to fill. Our process is to pick the best candidates. No individual has a lifetime appointment or a guaranteed reappointment to any position. And I unfortunately can't discuss the qualifications or the virtues of the other candidates because they were discussed in closed session, and I did articulate their strengths at that time. As I'm unable to discuss the other candidates in public, it would be impossible to really contextualize my thoughts on Mr. Katzif's candidacy for reappointment without discussing the strengths of the other candidates, which I'm unable to do. So I can, however, share what my thought process is for an appointment to the planning board. I look for candidates who always treat and have the capacity to treat any applicants, objectors, professionals, and other board members with respect at all times and without any kind of aggression. I look at individuals who are motivated purely by a sense of service and wanting to do what is best for the township. I look at individuals who can look at the big picture and focus on the good of Verona and make tough decisions and have the capacity to do that rather than looking at one particular neighborhood or any kind of special interests. And I look at somebody who brings a unique perspective based on their qualifications, experience, their time in town, their past service, that is what informs my decision making. So I will offer that because it can't possibly contextualize the Mr. Katzif, who the other council members brought up, without talking about the strengths of the other candidates and why I would support them over any other candidate. And that's it. I thank Mr. Katzif for his service to the township, and I would note that I was the tie-breaking person to appoint Mr. Katzif the first time he was appointed, and I will just leave that for the record as well. And I do appreciate public comment. One item I just will suggest that actually came in as concern from some of the letters that people submitted is that there were some references to Whispering Woods, things that happen in Whispering Woods hearings in these emails. Whispering Woods hearings happen only in confidential session by judicial decision. So I was very concerned in receiving some of those emails that discussed Whispering Woods sessions, which are held purely and strictly confidential. I am not incorrect in that, Mr. Aloya, correct, that Whispering Woods is done during confidential sessions?
That is done during confidential. That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other council comments? Ms. Roman.
I mean, I'm in a similar position. This is a comparative weighing of strengths amongst all of the candidates. All of the candidates for these positions were sent rice notices. And when you receive a rice notice, you have the right to request that any matters regarding your candidacy or employment, if you're an employee, be discussed in public session. Otherwise, by default, we typically discuss them in private, and we can't discuss them in public. So we had a set of candidates that were riced who did not express a desire to be discussed in public, and a candidate who did express a desire to be heard in public. So we can talk about some people and we can't talk about other people in closed session. We can talk about some people and we can't talk about other people in public session. So that being sort of a weighing between all of these factors makes it unfortunately very difficult to articulate with regards to specific candidates the reasons for candidate A, B, C, or D. I wish it was not the case. I think that I would rather be able to go through everything in detail, but unfortunately we're not able to. We looked at the backgrounds of everyone there and picked out some characteristics and past service and other elements that we felt led to a balance on the board. And that's really what I think this group of people is going to bring. I do appreciate Mr. Katzif's service, but we have to look at sort of what's in front of us and some of the challenges and needs that the community will have going forward, and try and select a slate of members for these boards that we feel will be reflective of public opinion as expressed to us. And I did read all of the email comments, and I do appreciate everyone's interest in this position, but that's where I stand at the moment.
Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. I will echo a lot of these comments. This process, though, seems to change every 2 years when we do this. I wish we could discuss all these candidates at the same time. They're all uniquely qualified. Anytime someone does step up and volunteer on any board, on any commission, even on council, I thank them for their time and their service. And Mr. Katzoff, I thank you for your time. However, I just feel that looking at the rest of the group here of applicants, I think this is a more diverse when it comes to a more diverse group when it comes to involvement and activity within the town. And that's my opinion on this. And that's how I feel. And that's why I make my decision to put these other candidates up ahead of Mr. Katzoff. That's all. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Abstain.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Abstain.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy.
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 3-0 with 2 abstentions.
Okay, thank you very much. And Mr. O'Sullivan, you have a appointment to the Shade Tree Commission.
Yes, Mayor. I would like to rename Kathy Rutherford to the position of alternate 2, and also name Carol Thomas as the chair for the Shade Tree Commission for the calendar year.
So be written, so it be done. At this time, we have concluded the appointments. I thank every individual who put in their application for being considered, and I know we have some openings on some other committees, and certainly we're looking for some individuals for those. What's that?
Rent control.
Oh, I'm sorry. For the rent control board, we have Marie. This is another one that we did previously.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to affirm the appointment of Maria Verona for a term expiring 12/31/2026.
I'll second that.
Second is by the deputy mayor. I'll open for public comment on the rent control board. Hearing none. Any council comments on rent control? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy,
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro.
Yes.
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And at this time, I will make a motion to affirm the past appointments for the Verona Municipal Alliance Committee for Mr. Colin Boyle, Ms. Carolyn Moy, and Ms. Verena McKell. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second is made by Councilwoman Holland. I'll open for public comment at this time. Same public comment statement applies. Hearing none, close public comment and any council discussion. I just have one item. I was a representative to VMAC like 15 years ago when I advised a club at Verona High School, the Star Club, and Mr. Boyle was serving then. So I thank him for his continued service.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have known Ms. Moy and Ms. McKell for a long time, and they are outstanding individuals and candidates for this committee, and they've done some great work already. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Holland,
Yes.
Councilwoman McGrath,
Yes.
Councilman Roman,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McAvoy.
Yes.
Mayor Tamboro.
Yes,
Mayor, motion passes 5-0.
thank you. At this time, I will open for public comment on any item any member of the public wishes to bring forth to the council. Same public comment statement applies. Seeing no public comment, I hereby close public comment, and I will hear a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion is made by Councilman Roman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second is made by Deputy Mayor McAvoy. This is a non-debatable motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Hearing none, the motion is carried. See you all for the reorganizational meeting on January 19th.